Mm. So the most powerful weapon that exists today, what have we got? Not government database, not spyware. It's your group chat history. This is really important, and it's actually quite dangerous. So I thought I have to tell people before people with bad intent decide to start using this against other people. And it could be your neighbor, it could be your friend, your cousin, you don't know. So at the moment, very unfortunately, a very important, massive danger from AI, and the dangers will get worse, but one of the dangers now is that it can be used for good, by the way, but it can be used for a lot of evil. If you are part of a group chat, for example, all you have to do, right, is to download that group chat, have AI analyze it, and all of a sudden, g'day Terry Nee, lovely to see you. All of a sudden, AI will be able to rebuild every personality in that group. It'll know who tells the jokes, which types of jokes, who competes for status, who quietly resents whom. It'll map the invisible network. It'll tell you who's attracted to whom, who's jealous of whom, who's loyal, who's willing to betray, who has betrayed. And you don't need a massive lab to do that. You can do that right now as soon as you get off YouTube and do that. Right? It's a very dangerous scenario because if you use it, for example, for good, then you can become astonishingly kind because you can find out which makes each friend in the group valued. It notices that Sarah is fascinated with pottery, for example, and you never notice that. It'll flag that Mark's humor faded after March, which means he might be struggling. And then you can say, are you struggling? Are you okay? It might be that there's a friend. Well, you don't forget any detail of any friend. So you can anticipate then everyone's need, and you can be the one who listens when no one's speaking. You know what to say to everyone, how to say it, and therefore you can have much more empathy for them, and it's a way for you to connect with everyone. But the bad version of that is that you can divide the group very easily. AI can find the unspoken tension between, for example, Liam and Chloe. It replies that Liam feels dismissed. Get a controller. Uh, Sarcasm is read as contempt by Liam from Chloe. Now you can construct a message that makes Liam trust you more than Chloe. By doing that, you can do a calibrated text. Now, this is evil. This is something that I would hope none of us would ever do, right? But the problem is that someone with a bad mindset could easily do this right now, right? So anyone who's part of a group chat, good, thank you, G Crone, you are at risk of this happening to you, okay? Now, imagine multiplying this across, oh, you're new, welcome, across 10 people in the group. AI can track which people in the group you can do this to, and you could do it to everyone because every one of those people will have a weakness that AI will pick up. So that's already one use for evil that I think people need to be very aware of. If you're part of a group chat, then you're already exposed to this. The next part is this. Oh, thank you, controller. Nice to see you. The next part is this. Imagine in a family, imagine that you're a teenager with AI and you want to go to a concert, right? You now know how to play mum and dad to allow them to let you to do that. It means you're having the emotional cheat codes, right? So you now know you want to go to a concert, you can actually find a way, good, thank you, I hope your day's been well, to actually manipulate mum and dad into letting you go to the concert. Now, a lot of teenagers might go, yeah, let's do that. Well, it can go the other way. Mum and dad could take only 5 or 10 messages that they've ever said to you verbally, written by text. Ah, that's good. And they can then figure out how to manipulate their own child. So, in other words, it can be done in a good way to help boost your child and make them stronger and smarter and more loving. But it can also be used to weaponize them. If you're a narcissistic parent and you want to manipulate your child into punishing them for not doing what you want and showing them love, g'day Scotland, then it's able to do that, which is also very dangerous. The next part that's dangerous is that you might have a neighbor and you might have only had 4 conversations with your neighbor. You can remember as much as you can from those 4 conversations. put it into AI, and it will automatically tell you what your neighbor is like. Now, if you want to enhance that, then you can add your own journal entries, right? G'day, Pasquale. And then it will tell you how your neighbor sees you. So then you can figure out if your neighbor likes you, how to make them like you, how to make them hate you, how to manipulate them into cutting down a tree next to you. There's all these evil acts that hopefully none of us would ever even dream of doing, right? But you only need a narcissistic person I use the word narcissist, but anyone with some sort of unethical disorder of unethics to actually go out and manipulate that. Okay, see you later, controller. Nice to see you. Right. So you can actually know the line between understanding people and steering them. Okay, very, very dangerous. Now, the next part, of course, is that you can put your own journal in and understand yourself. Now, that can be a good thing because you can understand how to better yourself, how to become a better partner in a relationship. All right. But the other side is, of course, you can understand how to find out your own weaknesses and then figure out how to block them, but still get everything you want, which, of course, is what an evil person. I use the word evil here as a shorthand. I mean, that can represent many things, right? So the choice is really with us. The technology exists right now. You can get off your phone and do all of this right now. And it only takes 4 to 5 email chains, for example, with your friend to know their personality from AI to an astonishing level of accuracy. So, as I said, be careful because someone, hey there, Val Weaver, someone could be, oh, 500th, no way, how cool is that? Someone could be doing that to you. They could be sucking all of your Facebook information and finding out everything about you, your friend, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend, your future boyfriend, your future girlfriend. They're now figuring out they really like you. They want to figure out how to get you to date them. So they'll rip off everything off your Facebook or any other social media. They'll find out what you like, what you don't like, and they'll completely change their personality in order to win you over. But they could actually be 501. They could be a very bad person who are maybe a stalker type, or maybe they're wanting to manipulate you and control you. So remember this, you are now a target. You now have heard this. You now know that you are a potential target. Of course, it can be used for good, and I hope we all do. But remember that if there's someone with a bad intent out there in any of those scenarios I've mentioned, can I help my wife show she's wrong? Maybe to you and everyone else, maybe not to her. But it'll teach you how to, for example, say that she's right and acknowledge her, and then finally get what you want, which of course is a horrible thing to do if it's done for the wrong reason. So as I said, if you are in a group chat, if you have public social media, if any of that stuff is there, you are now officially warned that you are exposed to someone who has bad intent, who can now use that information and do what they want with you without you even knowing. So that's another Gab Smack for the day. And don't forget to take life one smack at a time. Use it for good. Use it